Hey, y'all, and welcome to another exciting episode of Down Home Dirt, the show where we dive deep into the journey of entrepreneurship with those who took the plunge and all the ups and downs that come with it. I'm your host, Dusta, and today we are joined with Tenille Byers, classy and sassy DJ. Thank you for coming out today.
Yes, of course. I'm
I'm really
glad to be
excited
here.
about this episode because I want to know more about being a DJ.
Yeah. I love to do it. It's so fun for me. It's not anything I thought I would ever do, but here I am. So,
Hey, that's great. I never thought I was going to be an entrepreneur of this caliber either, and it just kind of fell into my lap, and here I am.
yeah.
But that happens with a lot of people's journeys too. It's either something they fall into or something that they were doing, and someone's like, you should do this professionally. So let's start by telling us where you're from and how did you end up in the triangle?
Oh, well, I live in Fuquay now. We've been here about 10 years and we're from Charlotte, North Carolina, basically, but my husband obviously he couldn't find a job there doing what he does in physical therapy, which is kind of strange. So we moved here. I think it's because there's a lot of colleges in Charlotte, and so the people that are there tend to stay there and work there, and then maybe there's not so many out this way. I mean, we still have Wake Tech and a few others, but I don't know. UNCC was pretty big. Anyway, we're here now. We love it, and I'm never going back to Charlotte. Too much
I
traffic.
understand. I understand that. My best friend lives out there in Kannapolis, and it's a mess.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. So let's talk about your journey into DJing. What initially inspired you to become a DJ, and how did you transition into specializing in like events?
Well, I've always loved to sing ever since I was young. I can remember myself as like a child, like sitting on my porch and singing my cats for like hours and hours. Like that's what I did for fun, is just sit on the swing and sing to my cats. And so anyway, as I grew up, I always thought I would like maybe do something with it, but then I thought that wasn't like, I don't know, reasonable to be a singer. So went to college for something else, actually to do with the cats. I became a vet tech for a lot of years and worked in that field, but there's no money in it at all. so so then I had to pick up another job waitressing at Garibaldi's in town, and he wanted to bring in some live music, and I was like, "Oh, I can sing," and so he let me try, and I did. Like I started singing jazz because I've always loved it. Working at Italian restaurants, you hear a lot of it on the radio anyway, like while you're working. So I knew a lot of the songs. But so I did that. I sang at his restaurant. First, it was just like every other Sunday. Then it was like every Sunday. Then it was every Saturday and Sunday. And then I started getting popular and people wanted me to sing other places. So I had to back off a little bit. Anyway, so it started out singing jazz for like 10 years. And then I was like, well, I'm doing these weddings. I'm singing at people's events. Like, why can't I just do the whole thing? So then I joined a company here in town, and they helped me kind of learn how to DJ. I also kind of I took some classes, like a Bach to Rock. Do you know what that is?
No. Can you
It's
tell us about it?
it's like it's a place for kids, which I didn't know that at the time. It's a place for kids to learn how to play like musical instruments and like I don't know, stuff like that. But when I saw that they had a DJ training class, so I'm like, okay, let me go to this and they'll train me. So I show up and I've paid my, I don't know, $20 a class or whatever, and it's like me and like these like 8 to 10 year olds, like my 30-year-old self. But the 20-year-old teacher, like he was really cool, and all the kids liked him, and these kids were great. They were like way better than me at the time. And anyway, but he taught me how to beat match. He taught me some different things, and I took lessons there for several months. And I don't know, so that helped me out. That helped me learn. I started to really like it. That combined with all events, their training was really good. And in Fuquay, they sent me out on about 50 events in that one year, that first year that I started. So all those weddings just really was a jumping off point, and that's how it started.
That's an amazing journey. I love that. Showing up to the kids' class, I'm gonna do that because it's funny they mentioned that because I've been thinking about doing like dance classes as an adult, and every time
Mhm.
I look, they're like for kids, and I'm like, but I want to show up. Is that cool? Now I know that it is.
Well, I don't know. I don't think they really knew what to do with me. They're like, "Well, take your money, I guess." But
Like, I have a kid. Maybe I should bring her, and then There, I'm thinking now.
Yes.
This is for her, not me. Let's talk about event atmosphere. How do you approach creating a specific atmosphere for different types of events, such as your weddings or even if a corporate function or parties?
Yeah, I mean, you have to really kind of get the vibe of what it's gonna be before you even get there. When you are talking with someone who's gonna book you, like I do anything from sweet 16s, little kids parties. I've done a ton of older people events, like 50th anniversaries or like I sing at the retirement home. And then you've got the bar events, karaoke, and so that's where it's classy and sassy. It can be either one. So weddings you usually tend to stay to classy at least at the beginning, and then the last hour maybe we can put in some, I don't know, put in something else. But some of these other events, like if it's the 50th anniversary party, we're going to stay classy the whole time. If it's a kids event, we're going to, just engage with them. That's all they care about is like if you can do baby shark moves or I don't know, do the limbo or something. And then it just depends on what you're doing. If it's a sweet 16, they look innocent, but they're not. And so you just have to check with mom and dad and make sure that, if they want some certain songs that it's okay because that's what they listen to. But honestly, I love the energy of sweet 16s. They're even though the music, I know it and I'll play it. It's not my favorite. I don't listen to it at home, but I don't know. They get so they're like little jumping beans. They just jump high in the air and they just love it. And you can't get adults to do that. Like they'll dance, but it takes alcohol and other things. It's not like a sweet 16 where they're just so happy to be there. And I don't know. But yeah, it's just a different environment for every different thing. Like it's even the bar gigs, like maybe it's a little bit more like sassy, like you can banter with them or you can, say some things that you wouldn't necessarily say at a different, different event. So I have fun. I change and have fun either way, no matter where I'm at.
It sounds exciting. I definitely agree with you on the teenage thing because I have a couple of teenagers, well, young adults at this point, but they get amped, man. They're like, yes, this is
Mhm.
my jam. Where old people are like,
Yeah.
I remember. And I'm one of those
Yeah.
people. Like, do you remember we used to drop it? No, we don't do that anymore. So you touched on it a little bit, but what techniques do you use to read the crowd, and how do you adapt to set your set to keep energy flowing?
I mean, for a wedding, it's a lot of the same type of, I guess, the flow is the same. You kind of start out for the older people who are going to leave after cake, playing the maybe 60s and 70s. It's kind of, and then you can play I just start out with the older music in the wedding and then a slow song, and then I maybe hype it up with a line dance again, and that's and then switch it up maybe to 80s or country or whatever they want. But you just have to judge
Traveling,
and see what they want.
I say traveling through the decades, I hear.
Yeah, or the genres, or you can mix in the same key. Or I use a lot of wordplay, like maybe I'm play Baby Got Back, and then like if they're not feeling it and you see there's younger people in the crowd, then you might switch to Justin Bieber Baby. Like it's still Baby. I don't know.
I
But
like that. That's very
mhm.
unique.
I love wordplay. That's how I mix a lot. I mean, I try to mix in key and I try to mix, the same types of music, but I do like to kind of I kind of like to mess with people a little bit. Like if we're doing the Cupid shuffle and it's like, they're like to the left, to the right. Maybe I'll repeat like to the right, to the right, to the right, and see if like these people will come with me or if they notice that it's like not the right thing. I don't know, just like funny little things to like get them to be like, haha, you gotta, but not all the time. Just like, I don't know. I try to be a little bit unexpected sometimes.
I think that's what makes a good entertainer, to be honest.
Hmm.
So you definitely have that down. That's good. So let's talk about personal style. How would you describe your unique DJing style and what influences your musical choices when curating a set for the event? Do you put in your own personal touch or do you just kind of read them?
Well, like I try to pick songs that maybe people forgot about that aren't overplayed. Like at a wedding, I'm never going to play the YMCA. I'm never going to play probably Celebrate or Love Shack. I'm just not like unless it's like on the couple's. list that they want it played, then I will. But or if it's like one of those parties where it's like, someone is older and those are the songs they want. But I don't know. But if I'm playing Michael Jackson, like I might play I'm not gonna play Thriller, but I might play Rock with You or something that's like still danceable, but it's not like you've heard it 1,000 times. I
Yeah.
just try to look at who's on the dance floor and try to think what they might like to dance to. If it's a bunch of girls on the dance floor, then I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna play. I've got a playlist that's like hot girl shit. It's just like girls that like songs that they like to dance to. Maybe it's that lip gloss song or I don't know, some Cardi B or just something that girls like. Iggy Azalea. She's kind of old, but people still like fancy. They still like it.
They
So
absolutely do. I'm one of those people.
yeah.
That's great.
So I guess different songs.
So whenever you're doing a consultation with somebody, do you tell them to write down like the songs that they want, the songs that they don't like, and what the atmosphere they're looking for?
Oh yeah. I mean, we talk about the atmosphere. Is it going to be more like because I do sing jazz, like sometimes people will hire me for their wedding just because of that, because they want jazz during cocktail hour or dinner. Sometimes people don't hire me for that at all. They just like that I'm a girl, honestly. And so they'll hire me for that. But I am very detail like I'm organized. I they can go into their client portal and put in up to 80 songs for their wedding anymore, and it's just like a lot. I try to limit them a little bit. And they can divide it up into like must play, like maybe 20 of them are like you got to play these, and then the other 60 are like play if you can. And then I'll go through and you'll look at my playlist. It's like gosh, by the time I'm done with it, there's like 1,000 notes. It's like color coded. There's like symbols and like all kinds of things because I'll go through it and I'll be like, okay, well if they like this song, then they'll probably like this song too. So I make all their songs must play, play if possible, do not play. And then it's like, and they also might like. So there's like different playlists that I'm playing with and we play from those. Plus I have just, playlists that I've curated that seem to work over time and they're all divided up into decades and genres and stuff. But yeah, they can put whatever they want. Some people just don't care and they don't put any type of thing. And that's when I might survey their guests, like in cocktail hour, and be like, "Hey, what kind of vibe? If I see a lot of cowboy hats, we might play some country, or if I see something, I don't know. It's kind of stereotyping people a little bit too, which sounds bad, but definitely doing it.
No, but that's reading a room essentially. So it's not really
Yeah,
stereotype, it's just reading a room.
yeah, yeah. Like I did a wedding last week, and I went to set up, and the groom was in there upstairs and I could hear him singing some song I'd never heard before, but he was singing at the top of his lungs. He was just so happy, I could tell. And so I Shazammed it and it was some country song that I'd never heard of before, but I saved it. And then like later on in the reception when he was in the room, I was like, okay, you guys, I was home the same story I told you. I heard him singing this at the top of his lungs and he seemed like he really enjoyed it. So I thought he might want to hear it again. Here it is. And everybody loved it. Like they were all singing along and it was just a really cool moment for him to like hear that again, I guess. But he didn't have that on the playlist. It was just, So I just try to find these little things like that I can find. I'm always watching. Like what do you like?
That's good. It sounds like you really enjoy your job and that you get your clients, and that's important.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you handle requests? Do you take song requests from the guests during an event, or is that a no-no? Or it depends on the type.
Yeah, I mean if the bride and groom will allow it, that's one of the questions too. Like if they'll allow it, sometimes it's like they'll allow it, but only if it's not, exceptionally crude or whatever. It's totally fine. I have a lot of downloaded music, but I also put Tidal. That streaming service goes in through my DJ software. So if there's anything I don't have, it can be pulled up within like 1 second. And I bring a modem with me to every event. So even when I'm out in the country, I can still get signal. Like I don't have to rely on Wi-Fi or whatever. So basically, I have any song, and if it works and it's not, something. If it works, I'll play it for sure. I usually don't play the entirety of any song just because it's boring. 4 minutes of anything is boring unless it's hot to go. Just kidding.
I am loving that song and all of the remakes that people are doing, like the Domingo one from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, so yeah, I just try to, if it's unless it's hokey pokey. I had someone at my last wedding request the hokey pokey, and I was like, we can't do it. Sorry. Or chicken dance. No, sorry.
Do you ever get tired of listening to the same playlist?
No, because I don't. I don't. Like I said, like I'll switch it up, like if I can, because I'm just not gonna play Celebration again. And if I get tired of a song, I usually try not to play it. And I just find a different one that I like better.
That works. I have ADHD and I have like it's like echolalia, so sometimes like something will constantly like repeat in my head and I'll just sing that one part over and over and over again
Mhm.
and then I'm tired of it and I'll never listen to it again. And then, some time will go by and I'll be like, "You know what? That needs to come back."
Yeah, it's true. I will remember some songs. I'll hear another DJ and I'm like, "Oh, I forgot about that song." And then I like add it to my playlist or something.
My
I'm always
biggest thing.
Shazamming.
You're what?
I'm always Shazamming everywhere. Like if I'm watching a movie, I've got my phone out and I'm Shazamming because the music in the movie is like, it could be good for something. I don't know. I'm just like, oh, if I like something, I'm always Shazamming it, and then
No,
I'll add
that's
it to my
great.
list. Yeah.
My mother used to always tell me that variety was the spice of life. So
For
I,
sure.
I agree with you on that. So let's talk about challenges that you have faced. What are some of the common challenges you face while DJing events, and how do you navigate those situations to ensure a successful experience?
Yeah, I mean, there's always a solution. Like I've had my fair share of equipment failures. You learn from it, and I've never let it disrupt or be seen like on the outside that I was stressing because this cord wasn't working or whatever. Like there's with audio, there's always like a different way to get it to work. It might not be the preferred way, but you can always make it work a different way. I have backups of everything, and you know, I've never had something where it was like, okay, well, we just can't do this gig now because it doesn't work. But those really are the most stressful things is when something doesn't work. But I mean, besides that, problems that I've had, not really much that I can control. Maybe I've had someone like drop on the dance floor. They slipped and fell, and the ambulance had to be called. But
Oh
I mean, that
no.
had nothing to do with me. Besides, my music was too danceable. I guess I don't know, but
They got way too down and couldn't get back up.
Mhm.
It's
As
like
long as you
that.
don't let it show on the outside, I don't think people even know. I've definitely had a few times where like I was really stressed, but I don't think people really even knew, and they said I did a great job. So just keep it in. Keep
No,
it in.
that's great. Having that ability to keep calm under pressure is very important, especially in what you do.
Yeah,
So
and
that's good.
honestly, I think it transfers over from waiting tables. Seriously, because I waited tables for like 20 years, and yeah, about that long, maybe a little bit less, maybe about 18 years, but either way, long time. And people don't know the kitchen's falling apart, but you do.
Yes, I have worked in customer service, specifically food service, a lot of my life, and I think that that is what has given me the ability to keep calm in chaos and
Hmm.
to be able to. I don't want to say people please. What is the word I'm looking for? Like provide the best customer service while
Hmm.
these things are on fire in the background. I'm like, no, it's fine. Everything's great. We're going to get you taken care of. Don't you worry. Here's this.
Hmm.
So I think that's great that you have that experience to be able to provide that to your clients.
Yeah.
So speaking of memorable events, can you share a memorable event that stands out in your career? What made it special and what did you learn from that experience?
Oh, in a bad or a good way.
You know what? Either or. We can do both.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. Can we come back to that question? There's like, I don't circle back. Let me think about it. There's so many, like hundreds of events. There's hundreds. I mean, the most recent one, my wedding that I did this past Saturday, the groom, he super fine, it was cool, but when his kids came, I recognized them and I was like, why do I know them? And it was because I had done their mother's second wedding like 2 years ago. So that was really memorable. Like, and it wasn't like they referred me to each other, like they didn't speak. It's just, one of those things where I did the same each of their second weddings. It was so funny.
I always find it so interesting how things are interconnected,
Mhm.
especially like while I've been networking. And I'm just like, man, this is not a coincidence, but like, you know,
It's
you
not.
and we know this person. And it's just so interesting.
Yeah, and that's honestly, I call those my signs, like for my job. I truly believe that at this time in my life, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not saying it's what I'm going to do forever, but it's right now it's fun and I love it and it pays. So that's good. But every event on the way there, I'm like, give me a sign, God, spirit guides, higher self, whoever, give me a sign. And I always get one. And so for that wedding, like I even write them down. That wedding, that was my sign. Sometimes it's just like these flowers I just planted in my yard are, also front and center of the wedding, where I'm going. Like just different little tiny things. Sometimes I'm wearing the same earrings as like a guest that stopped and talked to me, or maybe the same outfit as another person. Just like it happens. And it's just like, wow. I don't know. It happens a lot. Like, or my last name is the same as someone else's last name, or just little things.
I
But
love that, like little trinkets of connectivity.
yeah, and that's always my sign, and it always seems to happen before the wedding gets started. It's like God's like, okay, I know you need your sign, so let me give it to you now, so you don't have to be stressed, and then I'll have my sign, and then I know that the wedding's going to be great. I mean, I
No,
already
that's
knew it, but
exactly. It brings me back to the thought of like manifestation. Like you're manifesting this. This is where you need to be. So it's working out, and here's your sign for
yeah,
accomplishment.
and I mean, in combination with that, on the way to the wedding, like I will listen to their playlist in the car, and I sit there and I think about how I want everything to go down. Like not only just like the timeline, but like how I want people to feel. Like I invoke those feelings in myself, and like how I want the toast to go, and how I want the ceremony to be, and I think about those things, and I feel like it always turns out that way. So
That's
I don't know.
good.
Yeah.
I love hearing that. So let's talk about tech and equipment. How do you stay updated with the latest DJ technology and equipment, and what tools or gear do you consider essential for your performances?
Oh yeah, I mean, I creep around on Instagram on all the DJs around. Like I'm totally creeping on their profile to see what they got and can I get it. And luckily, my husband has a job that actually pays him, enough money so that even though this does make money, it's like you spend a lot of money doing this too, and that's okay because his job makes the money that we need to live, which is good because I'm spending it all on everything. But I don't know. I've just switched things out. I'm not afraid to spend, $2,000 on a new speaker if it's better and I can sell my other one for $1,000. I don't know. I've got two speakers now that are just way better for me because the sub's on the bottom and it's a tower speaker, so I don't have to try to lift it up on the stands anymore. And I'm just always creeping around and following other DJs on Instagram and YouTube and watching their videos. And I don't know, even if I see my friends post about something, I'm like pausing the video to see like what DJ did their event and like what their setup looks like. I don't know. I'm a creeper.
It's research. You're doing
I'm
research.
doing research, but it does seem a little bit unhealthy sometimes how much I look at other people's stuff.
No, and
Oh,
that's a normal thing. I do the same thing. My equipment is really expensive, and so that's why I don't have upgraded equipment. I am
yeah.
running on sponsorships at this point, and so I did a lot of research when I was doing it, and I was like, man, this stuff is costly. So
Mhm.
I'm balling on a budget over here
Yeah.
and just using, like I have a nice Zoom mic that is not hooked up, but I have it for my in-person interviews. I'm not technological when it comes to this stuff. I still have no idea what I'm doing. But that was the whole point of this podcast, so you can see the evolution of me learning.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think we all
Cool.
got to start somewhere. So it is what it is. All right, let's talk about building a brand. How have you built your brand as an event DJ, and what marketing strategies have proven most effective in attracting your clients?
I mean, well, it started classy and jazzy DJ, and I'm still kind of like in the process of switching over to classy and sassy. I've got my logo. Pretty much everything is switched over now, but classy and jazzy was kind of boxing me in. I feel like for a few years, people were like, "Well, I don't really want a DJ that's going to come sing jazz." Like they just thought that's what all it was. And now I can still offer that, but it's not like the focal point of the event because I mean, when you're doing a wedding, which is what I want to do most. I mean, I like the other events too, but I don't know. Weddings pay the best and I don't know. You want something that's going to be a little bit more fun instead of just jazz. but I worked with Jenny McAllister, and she did my logo, and it's great. I love it. The little heart looks kind of like a butt. I don't know, which you know, I have a butt, so and it's memorable. Like sounds bad, but it is. And I mean, I don't know. That's part of me. Like I can't change it. I might as well embrace it. Like it's what I got, and it's got little hearts on it, and it's the perfect color pink, and I love it. So I am a little sassy sometimes. So, but I can tone it down. I was raised religiously, and I don't know. I understand that world, even though I'm not a part of it. I do understand it. So I guess I try to marketing. These ladies at Fuquay, man, they come through for me. They really do. I don't even know why. Really, I don't know why. Like I talk to people and they recommend me, and I'm so appreciative for it. But I don't really I don't spend money on marketing at all. Like probably should. I should probably get more gigs.
I mean, I'm half and half on that because I'm gonna be honest, I don't spend any money in marketing, but I also never shut up. Never do it.
Yeah,
So I guess
that's
I'm
true.
investing in myself, and that works. But
Yeah, I'm constantly marketing. My husband jokes like I'm always if we go to a new place, I'm like leaving my card somewhere where they might find it, or at the gym when they need pens, I'm like leaving my classy and sassy pen like in their little holder or whatever, just like stupid stuff.
it
Um,
works.
yeah,
It
yeah.
does. I just kind of started telling people about the podcast. And then somebody that I interviewed yesterday was like, "Oh, yeah, this other person knows about you. Do you know them?" And I was like, "Thank you. No, I do not, but I would love to." Like,
I know.
so just
It
market
is kind of
yourself.
weird having people know you and you don't really know them. Like that happens to me a lot. And like even everywhere we go, my husband jokes like everywhere we go, someone's like, "Aren't you that girl that sings?" And I'm like, even if we go on vacation to like the beach, people will find me, and it's weird. It's weird.
It
Social
is so
media,
weird.
man, they'll follow you, and then you don't know who it is that's looking at your stuff, but they see it, and it's just a weird life we live.
It really is. And I just started putting myself on YouTube. So I am waiting for people to recognize me and be like, "Oh my God, can I get on the podcast?" So I could be like, "Hi, how are you doing?" you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. It'll
Like, you
happen.
don't know me. I don't. It's exciting though. It really is because it's nice to put yourself out there and to get that positive feedback too.
Yeah.
So
I haven't
I
had
like
any
that.
negative yet, but I know it's coming at someday, sometime.
I know, same. I'm like waiting for the comments to roll in and it's like, I don't think you could tell me anything I don't already know,
Yeah.
negative wise. I am my worst critic.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So, let's talk about maintaining energy. What techniques do you employ to maintain high energy levels throughout the event, especially during long sets?
Well, I never sit down for one. I'm sitting down right now, so don't count that against me. But when I'm DJing, I don't ever sit, like literally ever. Some DJs will like bring in a chair that's like, it makes it look like they're standing, but they're actually sitting on it because it's tall. I don't know. I don't do that. I feel like standing is like you can bop around a little bit. I like to go out and lead the line dances rather than just throw on the Cupid Shuffle because people don't necessarily know which way to start and they don't necessarily all want to face the same way, especially if it's like a kids event or whatever. They definitely need help. So I lead the line dances. I don't sit down. I don't eat either. That sounds really bad, but like I feel like when I eat things, like it kind of slows me down, makes me feel tired. So like I'll bring a to go box to all my weddings and like just eat afterwards. And I don't know, like I'm not someone that doesn't bother me. Like it's totally fine. I have enough extra weight on me that like my body can just use that if it needs it, and it's totally fine. And yeah, I think it helps that if you truly love what you're doing, then it's never going to be like something that's tiring. Like it's like I can't wait. Like every time I have a gig, I'm like, I can't wait to go. Like, let's go. Come on. Let me out of the house. So
It
I don't
sounds like
know.
you have a lot of high energy as it is naturally, and that's good for what you're doing.
Yeah, and I got kids too, and I go to bed at a decent time. I take care of myself. I go to the gym, like all those things.
No.
So
I got kids too, but I also have lupus, so I am always tired. You
Mhm.
can't tell in any of my podcasts because this is where I expend all of my energy and then I like
Mhm.
nap for 3 days. It's terrible, but
Ugh.
I am learning to what's called a balance, which I've never heard of in my life. I'm
Mhm.
ADHD extreme, right? And they were like, no, 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 you have to balance stuff out. And I was like, all right, I'll figure it out. Like,
Mhm.
but I'm still working on that. It takes time, I think. So
Yeah, I
let's
mean, you need a balance too, for sure.
I'm going to be honest, I like overbooked myself with a lot of podcasts in the month of November, not thinking that it's also my busy season with cleaning.
Mm.
So I'm
Yeah,
trying to survive.
yeah.
I'm bad at that. So, speaking of coping with pressure, DJing at events can be stressful. And how do you manage pressure and stay focused during the high stakes performances?
I mean, I try not to stress about it. Honestly, I just if I, like sometimes when I first started DJing, I would stress about it. And honestly, I would have like the what do they call it? The nervous poops. When you would like for like 2 days, I'd just be like pooping nervously thinking about this event and it's just like, well, it's not helpful. Like I just calm myself and then there's a lot that can be done in like 20 minutes before an event. Like I don't need to really focus on it beforehand, but in the 20 minutes before, I like to write down what I'm going to say. When I get there in plenty of time. So if anything goes wrong, like it's okay. I can fix it. Before I'm going to say anything, I like to write it all down on a sheet of paper. I don't necessarily read the paper, but at least I've gotten my mind right and like I'm focused and I don't know. It's not that stressful to me anymore. like I've done it enough times where being in front of people and talking in front of people, as long as I have done you know, my mind prepping, I guess it's not as stressful. But if I don't do my mind prepping and I just go in there thinking I can wing it and it's going to sound great, like that's when I get into trouble. Because it doesn't, like off the cuff for me. Like I have to kind of think out the professional way to say things.
And make sure it's geared towards the right audience.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, I get that. Let's talk about the future of DJing. What trends do you see emerging in the event DJing industry, and how do you plan to adapt to these changes?
I mean, that's something I've thought about, like, especially as more people tend to use marijuana. And, like, I don't know. I know how drunk people act, but it hasn't hit here yet. But I could see, like, people bringing in, like, if it becomes legal, like, I don't know, like marijuana. But I don't know. When people are smoking, like, they're more chill and relaxed, and maybe they don't want to hear they don't want to hear Little John. They want to hear something else. I don't know. So I don't know how that's going to affect us, but, you know, going forward, I just hope to continue to bring my energy to everything and kind of really thoughtfully attack each event. And if they're smoking, maybe we can all meditate together. I don't know, but I just thoughtfully go into every event with like, how can this event be the best that it can be? If it's a birthday party, I try to make sure that not only do they just have music, but like I'll go to, let's say it's a birthday sweet 16, I'll go to all the friends and be like, give me, one word that best describes your friend, because sometimes 16-year-olds don't want to talk, but they'll tell me one word. And then before we like, cut the cake, I read out all the nice words that the friends have said. And usually, I don't know, it's just like a nice little moment to create. Like creating magical moments is part of it. It's more than just music. It's like, what kind of magical thing can we have here? I don't know.
That's
I don't know
really
if that
great.
was
I
the
love
question.
that.
I don't think that was the question you asked, but
No, but I love that that's what you're thinking about too, because I feel like essentially you're the hype person of whatever event you're doing. You're the
yeah.
one who's maintaining the energy and making sure that everyone's having a good time and making sure that nice things are said about the host. And, that's a lot.
Yeah. Like when we do the anniversary dance, like the last couple standing's been married for 50 years. Okay, great. I take it a step further and I'm like, okay, what's the secret to being married for 50 years? And they say something funny on the mic and then we get a picture of them with like the young, the newlywed couple. And it's just kind of a nice moment to showcase them rather than just, here they are, they've been married 50 years, it's I don't know. let them talk. Let other people say something nice too. Is fun.
Definitely feels like a family environment that way, and like you're part of the family.
Yeah. 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 That's the goal.
So let's talk about advice for aspiring DJs. What advice would you give to someone who's aspiring to become one and break into the event scene?
I mean, I think the way I did it, honestly, I'm not trying to be like tooting my own horn, but like,
This is your platform to do that.
yeah, like, but it was perfect. It just worked. Everything worked out for me the way it should. Like joining a company first, peeps, other DJs that don't do companies, like they'll disagree with me, but it really did help me. It taught me so many things and got me into all these venues that I never would have gotten into, before. Yes, it was hard quitting that company, but at the same time, you got to move on and do things, for yourself. But I think that was the best way to get into it is joining a company and they can teach you and kind of help lead you. Going it blindly, you're just going to make mistakes and yes, you'll learn from them, but you got to find another DJ to learn from. You just got to, whether that's a company or, someone like me that might take you under their wing. I don't know.
No, absolutely agree with you on all of that. I feel like as people, we can watch and observe as so much, but it's the doing that really gets us motivated to know that we're doing it right.
Yeah. Oh.
I get the opportunity to get some therapy and to learn things and to find out about how other people think and are. And I just really love it.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I think that's the goal is to like find something that you love. Hopefully it'll pay the bills too, but I mean, even if you can just do something that you love just to do it. Like I know so many people even in my own family that don't know anything that they love to do. Like they don't have anything. Like I don't know.
You need
My hus-
something that you love.
yeah, my husband likes to watch football. Besides that, like I don't think he really he'll hear this, so let's not talk about him, but you know.
No. Let's talk about what your favorite song is to sing when it comes to jazz. Do you have a favorite?
Oh, the very thought of you.
Can
It's
you sing a
definitely the
little
very
bit?
thought of you. The very thought of you, and I forget to do the little ordinary things everyone ought to do. Now remember there's going to be music behind me and I'm going to have my you know, my effects on and I will
Oh, it
have
gave me
warmed up my voice
goosebumps.
as well. But yeah, I
Gave
love
me
that
goosebumps.
song.
It was great.
I don't know why I like
So,
that song, but I do like that song.
is there anything else that you would like to share with the audience about you? Where they can find you? What's your website?
But yeah, I mean, you can either type in Classy and Sassy DJ or Squarespace has still got it linked to Classy and Jazzy DJ because I'm in that transitional period. But on all my socials, it's Classy and Sassy DJ. Instagram, Facebook. I just got TikTok. Still don't really understand it, but I have it.
Oh,
And you can find me doing music bingo in Lillington on Thursday nights. We're trying out some new things. Trivia we do there sometimes. This Thursday is going to be Family Feud. But yeah, I mean, I love to do all events, events, sweet 16s, weddings, corporate events. I love it all. I'm here for it.
perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story with us. I'm really excited. This is going to be in season 2 with all women's stories. I feel like we have better stories, so I wanted to highlight all of that.
We have better stories.
Oh, we do. I've like interviewed some men and it's nothing against them. It's just like, yeah, I went to school or yeah, I started this. Yeah, I did it. And I'm like, I need the challenges. Like, what happened? Nothing. I just did it.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh. No, I totally did this because I couldn't afford daycare. Like, I was like, because my job, working as a vet tech and then having two kids 13 months apart, how are you going to pay for that? Like, you can't pay for that. So I'm like, what can I do at night to make money? And so then I had to, you know, rely heavily on waitressing and trying to do this too until it was eventually it was a journey. Everyone says it's a journey, but it really was, like it was like first off I make most of my money from waitressing and then I make some of it from waitressing and singing and then it's like, you just slowly as you get more and more gigs and now I don't wait tables anymore and it's like so freeing to not have to bring people to ranch. Like just I don't know. So nice, but I mean, I'm so grateful for that too, but
No, I understand. I'm also a parent. Obviously, I've got 3 kids. My first 2 kids are 18 months apart, and I worked in food service because I needed to work at night. I did have daycare during the day, and I paid a babysitter at night because I had 2 jobs. I was cleaning houses during the day. I've always been a single
mm,
parent. So, which I'm okay with. I'm going to be honest. People are like, "Oh, poor you." And I'm like, "Not really, because I don't have anyone else's crappy opinions to worry about or helping raise the children in
mhm.
a negative manner. I get to do whatever I want." So, I'll
Yeah.
work those 2 jobs.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing worse than having, like, a mom doing it all and then also carrying the resentment of a partner that's not helping.
Yeah. And that was kind of my thing. I saw that growing up and I was like, I don't ever want to be in that position. And
Yeah,
when I did get married, that's exactly where I was. And I was like, this is not what I signed up for. And I was out.
yeah. I mean, in that position, my husband is so supportive and he's great. I definitely married up, but I don't know. I see it. I see it with a lot of people that I know, and I'm just very lucky, like so lucky.
And that's good. Yeah. And I'm not like shitting on marriage
Yeah,
or anything. I'm just saying, like, it just wasn't something that worked out for me. And I feel a lot better being who I
yeah,
am and where I'm at. So
yeah.
that's why I wanted to share women's stories, because like we all got here somehow, right? We were either needing to
Mhm.
survive or something.
Like you could tell it. I really don't care.
Well, we're here to get the dirt so other people can dig it. So, but
Yeah.
I will say thank you for letting me interview you today and coming on and sharing your story. I do appreciate all of that. And you guys can tune in for another exciting episode next week on Tuesdays.